Hey, what's up, everyone? How's it going? I want to apologize first because I know it has been an extremely long time since I actually put up a video about what's been happening with me in my clinical year of rotations. So I actually finally have a chance to breathe and I can kind of update you guys about what's been happening. So, number one, welcome for all those new subscribers that I keep getting. I keep getting emails constantly saying a new user, a new user, new user. I don't even know how much I'm up to right now, but it's pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie. So, if you're watching this for the first time and this is like a brand new video that you've never seen, thanks for subscribing. So obviously, this is a little blog channel that I have about my experiences of being a physician assistant student. For those of you that are already used to me by now, you get the whole shebang. So um, anyway, just as an update, what's been happening so far? I believe the last time I left off, I was just finishing up surgery. Since then, I've completed OBGYN um, and emergency medicine. And right now, I'm doing an internal medicine elective. Now, over the past like 2 or 3 months that it's been since I last posted, a lot has happened. I mean, a lot has happened, which is why it's been, I literally had no time to actually make a video because I'm at T minus 10 weeks before I finish the program and I can wash my hands and finally say I'm done. It looks like I've got a slated finish date for August 14th. Then after that, 3 days of board review, and then 19 days off. And then after that, I graduate September 10th. So it's going to be epic. I've dreamed of the day that I can walk across the stage and get my master's degree. So very excited. Since then, like I said, I've been working on a lot of master's work, working on my thesis, 26 pages, believe me, had to get done, had to get out of the way. I still have a little bit of work to do as far as my master's courses are concerned. But things are slowly starting to kind of fall into place, and I can kind of see that light at the end of the tunnel. So it's going good. By far, the best rotation I've had so far was emergency medicine. I loved every second of it. Every second of it. It was exciting. I never saw the same thing twice. And I was constantly moving around, which is what I like to do. Like I have to constantly keep busy. So I'm running over here, over there, over there, over there. I've got like six patients in my pocket that I've got to keep track of on like a little piece of paper, and then I have to go write the charts. Like it felt like I was actually doing the real thing, except I'm not getting paid, but whatever. So it was great. I actually handed my resume into the place that I did the rotation in, and hopefully maybe come time August I'll be getting a phone call. So definitely exciting news. It was just and the people there were extremely helpful. I mean, I really eager to teach. It was a great experience and really exciting at the same time. And I got some pretty good, great positive feedback actually. So um, anyway, so I'm kind of trying to think about what I can make this video about because, as far as an update's concerned, like you just got it. As far as what to talk about, a lot of the comments and the emails that I've been getting, like I said, no email gets unread. I've been reading everything. I just haven't gotten a chance to respond. Some of you might be noticing that I'm actually starting to email you back. That's why I'm sitting in front of a computer right now. So, anyway, I guess what I'll talk about is because a couple of people had a concern about this sort of thing is how do you manage to study after you're done with school? And, how do you cram 22 credits into a semester and retain all that information? And B, which, I actually never had a chance to talk about, which I think is pretty important, is what makes you fail out of a program, which happens, but I could definitely go over some of that stuff. So number one, um, study habits. In the first year when I came home, I literally would sit down for like 10, 15 minutes, get something to eat, watch MTV, do something, relaxing, or at least try. And then I would sit down in a spot in the kitchen, open up my notes, put my music in because I listen to music when I study, and just kind of develop a rhythm. It's weird because I work well under pressure. So if I know that I have no choice but to study because I know if I don't I'm gonna fail, it just motivates me more to open up those notes and to just cram this information into my brain. Other important part is don't pull overnights. They're actually really detrimental. If you pull overnights, you become extremely tired. And if you're extremely tired, you can't think. So I made the cutoff at like 11 o'clock at night. And if I was able to, I would wake up early the next day, review a little bit the next day, and then go and take the exam. Granted, you should have about 2 to 4 days in advance to study, but once finals week comes around, it's not going to happen. You're literally going to have to study the day before the exam. It's the way it works. So, give yourself 2 to 4 days to study if you know you have an exam in advance coming up. Take that extra time. Um, but like I said, it all depends on your rhythm. You gotta work for it. You gotta eye on the prize. You gotta come home. You gotta open the notes. You gotta study. It just has to be done. And if it makes you feel any better, the 65, 70 people that are in your class are doing the same thing you are. No one's out at the bar drinking, socializing with friends. Everyone's home studying, so you might as well just jump on the bandwagon. So you get used to it, and after a year or even a couple of months, I mean, it just becomes second nature. You come home, you relax, you say hello to your family, your friends, and then you go and study. So that's that advice. Um, Other part is, if you look at my school's curriculum or any other PA program curriculum, you'll notice that there's like 22 credits in a semester. That's like extremely overwhelming and very daunting if you think about it. But what's nice about, well, my school in particular, what they'll do is they'll make blocks. They'll kind of introduce the classes to you in blocks. So you're not constantly cramming 9 science classes of knowledge into your brain. So like the first 2 weeks, you'll get like 3 classes. And in those 3 weeks, you'll take a midterm and a final for those classes. Once you take the midterm and the final, those classes are done, and then the next set of classes start, all in the same semester. So you'll have hematology, oncology, or I don't know, some other ology. I can't think of one right now, but you'll learn those 3 classes, finish them, and then move on to the next one. So for example, like I had like clinical medicine 1, clinical medicine 2, clinical medicine 3, clinical medicine 4. 2 of which were in the second semester, the remaining 2 were in the third. So what happens in these clinical medicine courses is you actually get like all your ologies taken care of. So in clinical medicine 2, for example, you take ophthalmology, hematology, rheumatology, and then like gastroenterology, for example. But you get the picture. So it's like that. So they block the courses nicely for you, so you're not just overwhelmed with 9 different subjects, 9 different exams at the same time. So they kind of break you down evenly. So that's something else you might want to consider, and hopefully it'll kind of make you take a deep breath. Um, so the other thing is what makes a student fail out, so to say. Well, every program is different. They want to see you have a 3.0. A 3.0 is the minimum. You want to maintain at least a 3.0. Some programs want like a 2.5, and that's, that would take effort. I mean, that would take effort to really sink that low. But, you know, things also happen. A big reason why people might not make it through a PA program is because there's outside challenges. Not because of the student, because they can't handle the work. It's because of some outside challenges, whether it be, I don't know, God forbid, like a divorce, a death in the family, a breakup, like something just is hindering you from finishing off strong or to complete the requirements. But then again, some people, just can't handle it. Like that's just the nature of the program. It's not insulting to the person. It's not insulting to their knowledge or their mental capacity. It's just it just doesn't work out. And I've seen it happen. I've seen people not make it, and it's unfortunate. But you know what? If you really want it, you will work your butt off for it. Trust me. So you want to maintain a 3.0 at least. That's a B. Okay. One professor in my school said C does not equal PA, even though a C will pass you, but she said it as C doesn't equal PA. And you know what? I kind of have to agree with her. Don't get me wrong. I've gotten C's on a couple of exams. Sometimes there's no time to study for a test, and you just have to suffer with the C. But your overall GPA should be above a 3. So my school's passing grade is a 70. Some of which, like physical diagnosis, which is teaching you about, taking a physical exam and eliciting a history, you got to get above an 80 in that course, rightfully so, because that's the bread and butter of what we do. That's what we do on a daily basis. So it should be above an 80. Um, so like I said, you want to you want to stay over that 3.0, and you know, if you get somebody who's not proficient in their knowledge or their skills, and they go out into the healthcare world, and they come across a patient, their lives are in your hands. You've got to have the knowledge to know how to care for that patient and manage a plan and manage treatment. So, I gotta agree with them, and it definitely keeps you on your toes and it keeps you working hard. So, a couple points I'd want you guys to bring home. But anyway, that's your update right now. That's where I'm at. Like I said, T minus 10 weeks. Right now, I'm finishing up. Well, not finishing up. I just started internal medicine as an elective. And then after this, I finish with primary care. And that's it. That is it. So I will hopefully have some videos up about two or three before I graduate. And, definitely keep you posted about what's going on. So keep your emails coming, keep the comments going. Like I said, I read everything. I'm sorry I've been so distant and absent lately. I've just been overwhelmed with master's work and traveling. That's the other thing. These past rotations have not been very close. They've required me to get on a couple of trains, a couple of subways. Needless to say, I've been pretty exhausted. So if you can forgive me, that'd be greatly appreciated. So anyway, like I said, keep your comments coming, and new subscribers, check out my other videos and see what I can, see what questions I can answer. All right. So until then, peace out, Cub Scouts. I'll catch you later. Bye.